I know it's right now.
This meeting is being recorded.
I don't know why. What's up, fam? Welcome to Let Us Speak Truth. I'm your host, Nick. We got the crew on here. What's up, family?
Hey. What up, Doc?
Chilling. What's today? Sunday. How was y'all's weekend?
Mine was nice.
Yeah.
Mine was great.
Yeah, adultish.
Adultish.
Yeah,
Even better.
In the bed every day. Like Friday was like, yo, let's go. Nah, go upstairs.
Right. That's the best kind. We ain't got shit to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Tootie had a fabulous weekend.
Okay. I had a great day. I had a whole life all weekend long. Y'all know I used to sit up in here.
You went to Sonic too, then.
I just went in there to get some ice. Y'all, my ice maker fried when we had the last ice storm. So like it's dead for real this time. So I'm really gonna have to go hocus pocus me one from Walmart.
Man.
It's still snowing out there where y'all at though, ain't?
No.
Like Kansas City and all that, ain't it still snowing?
I'm in Dallas.
No. I mean, I be forgetting the shit.
Yeah, I'm in Dallas. We didn't have snow. We just been getting bad rain.
Yeah.
Hold on, y'all. I'm hitting the live button on Facebook. Hold on. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Keep talking. Keep talking.
This meeting is being live streamed. Got it.
Got it.
What up, Facebook? Pop-Tarts.
Hold on. Now I got to make it public.
Make that shit public, son.
What?
You know, it takes me a minute to do all this kind of stuff. I'm a one person show trying to do this thing.
We ain't even talking about what the topic is, though.
We about to. We about
to. Warm it up, Nick. She about to. Warm it up, Nick.
We about to.
Hey, Tootie, you said something when I first got on. What'd you say?
Jackie, your ass was $5 because you was late. We ain't got time for no background things to be late. Holding up the performance. $5 fine, Jay. $5 fine. $5 fine.
I mean, but starting without me, but it was like Harold Memphis.
We're not going to talk about it because you're going to overinflate your ego again. I don't have time to shoot
you. You don't have to inflate my ego.
Yep, not going to be able to hear you.
I mean,
Travis, I can't hear it.
Travis, why does it look like you ain't got no arms?
Oh no! It's because of the sweat. It's because I
Why they fry you
up? Don't worry about it, Trav. Just say
I'm speaking the role right now. This ain't got nothing to do with you, Settle down. Settle down.
What you don't get to do is try to check me. You don't hurt me.
You understand? This is this throwback.
Whatever,
here,
Travis.
Bro.
Whatever.
Bro, this throwback,
whatever.
Let me see what that is.
Hey.
Oh my God, I'm crying.
The Elise joint. I see you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, this old school.
Hey, yo, you know what's crazy? I went and bought the Deodoras. You seen the Rocky? But did you see the Rocky Balboa edition, Joyce?
No.
Bro, because I'm a Rocky junkie, so I had to get them.
So you're a Rocky fan?
Absolutely, bro.
Oh, absolutely. Me too, bro.
Okay, we're gonna talk about this L.U.S.T after dark, because y'all be getting in your conversations.
But the sneakers is fly though. They got Rocky.
But that's not the topic.
Send them to me, Ro. But anyway, go ahead. I'm with it.
Okay, I'm over here crying, laughing because I just said you had no arms.
It did like you had no arms, bro.
It did. That shit was funny. Okay, y'all. The topic today is you want to be married, but you or they aren't marriage material. So my question to you is, what are some of the key factors that makes you feel a person is not marriage material?
Financially irresponsible at our age.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number one.
Insecurity, financial irresponsibility. Okay. Trav?
Immaturity.
Oh, immaturity. Okay.
You guys are saying what things that women say, and that's okay. I say that like
for women.
Yeah, that's cool. But us as men, high quality men, you have the women are so low quality to pick from the start to where, you you deal with them merely as recreational use.
Whoa. I mean, goddamn. Right off the bat, Travis, I'm just gonna say
I'm like Mr. T. Let's get it. Hey, woman.
Women are being used for recreational uses. Do y'all hear that? That is from 2 Minutes of Funk. I mean,
And
5.
yeah, the man that ain't got no arms.
She said 2 minutes of phone. She try to minimize you, bro. Let get your 5.
It's okay.
Get your
It's
5.
okay.
Yeah.
No,
I think a lot of times that women, we want a lot from a man when it comes to being marriage material. However, we bring, well, I'm not gonna say we, a lot of women bring a lot to the table as well. So all I'm saying is that when it comes to asking somebody if they're marriage material or what makes them not marriage material is don't ask somebody to bring something to the table that they're not willing to bring to the table themselves.
Yeah.
So you're saying
Quick
don't
question.
ask for what you can't offer? Is that what you're saying?
Right. If you
Okay.
can't offer it, why are you gonna ask for it? I mean,
Quick question
Hmm.
to the ladies. What does a lady bring to the table?
a lot.
Yeah.
A
lady
whole
No,
lot.
no. That won't work. I don't need a lot.
That's not an answer.
No, that's not an answer.
Hold up, knucklehead. Lady
Okay.
can
Okay, let me ask this question, Travis. What is on your table? I mean, I just want to
Wait,
have an
before
idea of.
before we redirect his question, I'm gonna say, as a woman, what we bring to the table is a lot. We multiply a lot. So what I mean by that is we are helpmates naturally. We bring intimacy to a relationship without having sex. We're resourceful when it comes to things. We provide a home out of a house that you may give us or we may come into, but we make that into a home. And it doesn't just stop there. You're shaking your head no, like that's not bringing stuff to the
Because I'm
table.
curious to know.
If I'm,
Because I know
if I'm working, then I'm financially
all the stuff
helping.
you're saying, don't matter to a man that cuts his own path and makes his own money and is about his thing. None of that stuff matters to him.
It's not always about
So
money.
you okay with having a whole lot of
supporting
money and
you
being
is not
lonely?
bringing anything to the table?
So what
Supporting
now?
you is not bringing anything to the table. Being loyal to you is not bringing anything to the table. Creating balance and understanding and patience and taking care of your kids is not bringing anything to the table.
Oh shit, she done been on that Google, boy.
I'm glad you said that. Now,
Look,
let's go back down that line. Support, okay? Loyalty. All a man really cares about is you being loyal and being peaceful, being in a peaceful setting for him. That other stuff don't matter to him. He don't care about that. Most dudes don't even care about your money. Dudes that got a little bit of money, they don't even care about your money like that. That don't mean nothing to him.
Let me say something. Let me say something. First of all, let me get Trav straight on this. He always talking about a woman bringing peace. You gotta be peace in order to get peace. So stop thinking that women, all I want you all to do is just to bring peace. Negro with no arms. You need to bring the peace.
you bring
See,
the
that's where you're wrong, Tanya. This
No,
ain't
she's
your.
not wrong.
No.
if you
See,
bring
here's the thing.
if you bring the
You
peace,
got
maintain the
you
peace.
got access to sex. Y'all bring access. That's sex. We get that from y'all. We have access to relationships. Most men, after they get what they want from you, that's when the room get real clear. He go and grab his pants and he get the hell on. Y'all don't understand. You want the relationship. The relationship comes from him. That's it. So you can say all that shit you want, all that new woman shit y'all say. That shit don't mean nothing. Men don't care about that.
Okay,
we don't follow new rules. We don't follow those new rules.
And that's why that's why black women are the least married, because you ain't following no fucking rules.
Yeah, but you also got to think about the pool of people that we get to pick from too. So I don't have a problem not being married and being all right with not being married. I have a problem with being married and being miserable. See the difference?
Exactly.
So I don't give a damn about being single. I don't care about you making fun of me for being single. I care about you laughing at me for having a man that can't even change a fucking flag. That's where the issue comes in. So, like I said, leave me single and happy.
Single and happy? Now, Tootie, you may be happy, but most women they're not happy single.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of the problem that we be having in these conversations, y'all. And I'm happy to be back. I just want to throw that out there too.
I'm glad to see you, bro.
A lot of people make these conversations about themselves, individualized, right? So it's easy to say, I do. The majority, which is who we're talking to, they're not single and happy too. That's just a fact, the majority. And the only reason why these shows, all these podcasts that you see, all these clips on the internet, the only reason why that stuff is successful is because of this exact point.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I know women hate this name. Kevin Samuels is like a dart in a board at night, but he made a lot of sense.
That's my guy. I love that guy.
The coronavirus, the quarantine brought out a lot of shit about a lot of people.
Absolutely.
A lot of people do not have the ability to be happy by themselves. Women were being fed. They were single happy because they could just go out and get all the attention that they wanted and then run back in the house. When quarantine happened, they had nowhere to go to get that attention. They were in the house by themselves. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a reality. And until everybody admits that people in relationships are unhappy, people are in relationships are happy, people that are single are unhappy, and people that are single are unhappy. What makes you non-marriage material for me, to this original question, is not being able to fucking communicate.
Right.
Preach.
I agree.
Dead.
100%.
Dead.
Yes.
Dead. Head cut off, finger down your throat, pull your tongue out, toss it. If we can't talk, I'm out of it.
That's it. Communication is the biggest key. Trust, I think, is the second key in a marriage. Go ahead, Trav.
Commitment, compromise.
Like Ro just said, like, and I'm hard on women, but I'll say this: most brothers don't communicate well. And the thing is, you know what I mean? Now, on the flip side of that, a lot of modern women have a hard time when you communicate if you put them on the spot. They're like, well, because emotional intelligence is big too. If you can't identify that I can talk, there's going to be conflict in relationships where you got to talk. And a lot of times men don't talk, and women on the other side are not emotionally even available to be able to have those conversations, because they say, oh, you picking a fight or you're saying something. No, if we don't get this issue straightened out, it's going to tear the relationship down over time. And a lot of people don't want to do that. They feel like, oh man, I don't want to deal with that. But not dealing with it is the dumbest thing on earth. It's just going to fester.
Agreed.
Okay,
Right.
so-
I agree with that wholeheartedly, Trav.
So in your book, Trav, what does marriage material look like?
It's and like I said, I'm hard on women, but here's the biggest hardest part for a man like myself. I try to speak for certain men like myself that I would think, because we've been told as men to stay traditional and take care of things and make sure, men I'm talking about, of course, but most women are not traditional now. So you want me to still do the things that those men did back in the 50s, which I have no problem opening doors, taking care of the bulk of the things and all that. But you got women that are not traditional at all. So that's where the clash comes in.
But most men aren't traditional either.
But what he just said was for the men that are that have no problem opening doors, pulling out chairs, handling the security of the household. Oh, the trash needs to go out. You don't need to be reminded that the trash needs to go out. Those are manly fucking things, right? But a lot of these women, they want, I promise you, I had this conversation on social media the other day. You know how you see a post and you be like, I'm not going to comment because if I do, it's going to make me mad because I can't type fast enough. And I'd rather just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was like, do men and women should go 50-50? And then all the girls like, I'm not going 50-50. If I'm 50-50, you're my roommate. Like, you fucking retarded. Because how about this? If we go 50-50 and that makes you my roommate, if I pay all and you pay nothing, that makes you my child.
Nobody see that. But I don't think that most women want you to pay all the bills. At least I don't. If you be like, I don't pay the rent, you pay the utilities, or vice versa, whichever one, because I don't have a problem paying.
Right. But my whole point,
splitting it down the middle, 50-50, I have an issue with that.
But why though? Why?
Because this is the thing. So I think everybody has a responsibility, right?
Okay.
And so my thing is this: if I have to pay the utilities and I know my bills come the 5th, the 10th, the 15th, right? I know I need to have this much money available for this. We know the rent comes on the 1st of every month, right? But if, let's say you start out paying all the rent, I pay all the utilities. I've gotten used to this cycle. I'm a person of consistency, so I need to have a set schedule. So I know that I pay whatever for the month for my utility, and I know what days this shit is due. Just like I know the rent is due on the same day. The thing about it is pick one. I want you to pick one, give me one, and let's move around. But splitting everything down the middle 50-50, that's petty to me.
But no, but it's not splitting everything down the middle 50-50. Like, you don't take every single bill and give half of the money to each other. What you do is on the 1st of the month, you know how much you paid last month on the other bills, right? On the utilities, right?
Okay.
You remember how much it was last month?
Yeah.
The rent don't, the mortgage, the rent don't change, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you just give me that number from last month. That was $620. Electricity, water, cable, whatever. $620. I just paid $15 for the mortgage for the rent, right? That
Okay.
totals up to $21. You give me $1,050.
No.
I give
Yeah,
you
I'm saying, but if I gotta pay the rent, I'll pay the rent. I don't care which one I pay. I just want one. I just want to pay either utilities or I want to pay the rent. I don't want to be doing all of this.
So you want yours is more the convenience, not the amount.
Yeah.
Right. All right. I mean, you can pay all the bills on the 1st. It don't matter whether they come on the 15th or the 3rd or the 18th.
Well, if I'm paying all the bills, you ain't over in here though. But I got you.
I'm not saying you. I'm saying us as a household.
Yeah.
We can just sit down and pay all the bills on the 1st, and it's done for the month. We don't gotta wait till the 18th because we know how much it's gonna be.
I got you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I'm convinced more than cars.
Hey, Tootie, let me ask you a question directly.
Mm-hmm.
Me and you together, we're in a relationship, okay? Right?
Nope, but I understand.
You would love to kiss this ring. Anyway, let me say that. But let me say this. We're in a relationship, right?
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
I had to do it for Tootie.
Thank you.
Tootie.
I'm
so
listening.
We're together. We're
not, but I understand.
I got you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a percentage that you would of what you be willing to contribute to the household, and this was going to be written in stone, and we're going to do the rest of our lives together. How much would you be willing to? No, seriously. Whatever number.
What I said. I don't have a dollar amount. That's what I'm telling
you. No. From 10%, 20%, 30%, 100%, over the course of our relationship, what would you willing to be responsible for?
I want to pay either the rent or I want to pay the utilities. I don't give a damn which one it is. I just want to pay one or the other.
Okay, so let's say our mortgage was $3,500 a month.
Okay, then that's your bill.
Okay. Good deal. So what I'm
saying, pay those utilities, these groceries.
So what you're saying is you want to be able to pay anything else, or you're gonna pay utilities and buy food or whatever. What you're saying is the bill that you have, that means I'm gonna take the majority of the load to it. And what I'm saying is that means you probably willing to pay, give or take 20%, and I'm gonna carry 80% for the life of our relationship. So that is a traditional role that I'm taking. That's why I said
but that's the role that you want, Travis, because you want to provide.
No, but I'm saying what I'm saying is that's the role I'm going to take. So in that, you got to understand. That goes back to what I said when me and Rose said, I don't really give a shit about your money. What I care about is loyalty, and we're in this together. Because if you lose your job, we're going to be all right. If I lose my job, the ship go under.
Okay.
That's traditional.
So usually a man does make more than a woman. And that's just facts across the board. Typically, a man makes more money than a woman.
I don't think that's real no more. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's no longer.
Not nowadays.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Lily. My bad. Go. I'm sorry.
I do think that men
Traditionally.
typically do make more money than women, depending on whatever occupation is out there. Typically, men make more money than women. But what I will say is, because a man makes more money, or a man is put in a position to make more money, typically he takes a higher load of he takes a higher percentage of the bills. But us as women being helpmates, we're helpmates in a marriage or in a relationship. I'm not saying it's equal or 50-50. It's hard to be 50-50 or equal straight down in the middle. That's very difficult. But when we talk about our part, we're talking about, or I'm gonna say me, if I'm paying the utilities, water, sewer, garbage, electricity, or whatever, and then I'm also paying for the groceries whenever everybody needs to, get groceries. And I'm paying for daycare bills and stuff. That does add up.
That's just more than the rent. That's why I say,
that's what I was going to say.
You got it. You got it.
Right. That's what I was going to say. It does add up, especially if you have children and you're putting the children through school. At that point, that helpmate is offsetting that cost.
Right.
So, a lot of things are based off of two people households. It's hard to run a household off of just one person or that one income. Right. So when you have that two people, it makes it a little bit easier, but it's very difficult to put things straight down the middle, because you don't know how much your grocery bill is going to run that particular month versus the month before, based off of what you may have had or ran out of. That may be higher. You don't know what your Walmart bill may run up to based off of what you ran out of, or what that's the type of stuff I'm talking about.
That's why I say, I'm sorry.
Hold on. We got some Facebook comments, y'all. Jeffrey Daniels just keeps laughing at the women.
Laughing at us?
Lily, I ain't mean to cut you laughing. But I understand. I just think that it's not realistic to think that you could put a dollar amount and cut it down the middle.
Right. It's not.
My thing is because there's so many household needs and requirements that come on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? It's so much bigger than bills. Like bills,
and women manage it better.
Not necessarily though.
Sometimes,
not necessarily. I know some women that don't. I know a lot of women that don't. You know
what I'm saying is, like at our house, my mom managed the house, so she knew what we didn't have, what we needed, and she knew like what we didn't have, what we needed, that kind of thing. Like my stepdad would work, but my mom was in the house and she managed the house because she was there more, is what I'm saying.
Right. And so then I think the provide and protect saying in the thought process, it comes like we talked about this before on here. It comes from back in the day when women were okay with having 2 bedrooms for 6 people. You know what I'm saying? That's when the man worked in the coal factory and came home and gave his whole check and took just enough to go to the bar and have a couple beers.
What man do you know nowadays? Do you know any man that hands over his check to his wife?
Yeah, I do. I actually do. My little brother lives right down the street. 100%.
Nice. So
no, it's not nice. It's not nice. That's not nice. Why is that nice?
Is it nice that you guys are going? I mean, do they go over the bills together? Do they go over that?
What they do? I know that nigga come home on Fridays and he give up his joint and he get a little bit of back.
Hold on,
and that's how they survive.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna speak on that, but hold on. Let me go through the comments real quick. We got some comments on Facebook. Okay, let me scroll. Cheryl says, "Why not tally it all together and then it's out of the way? Tally it all together, and then be done with it.
Put it in a separate. Put it in an account.
Right.
You know."
Right.
Yeah, like have a bill account.
Right.
Yeah.
You see what it says?
Whatever. That's fair.
Subject.
Adulting.
Yeah.
Adulting every month.
Yeah.
Every month. You know
That's your bill. That's your bill book.
That's my bill book. Every month I sit right there, write out all the joints. She'll tell me, she'll be sitting at the other computer. Yo, we need to add in this, and this. I bet. Boom. All right, that come up to 3,900. Bet. I got 14, whatever for you. Bet. Here you go. We added it.
Right. Okay, let me keep going. Hold on, Trav. Let me get through the comments real quick and then we can talk about it. Yo Chestnut says, men usually do make more money than women. Also, those men know how to hustle. Jeff says, not just laughing. First off, the women, as I see it, are so very defensive and angry, just bad energy. Yo Chestnut says women are the mangers of the household, even when they work outside the home. Jeff says I haven't liked. I think he meant to say looked at a check in years. Wife handles all the bills. Go ahead.
Different strokes for different folks.
The ultimate goal is what works for your household. There isn't a black and white.
It's not a blueprint. I got you.
Yeah. My thing is if we both making good money, if I pay I'll pay all the bills. But when I want to go get some Air Max, it's coming out of your account. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, because
what is the problem of having a joint house account and then having your own?
Great idea.
Account?
We'll both have joint accounts. I mean, we'll have one joint account and both of us have individuals. We'll put the same amount every month into the joint account.
Exactly.
Whatever's left over is yours.
Right. That's a good way to handle it. But then when you got to start factoring in savings and you know what I'm saying? All of that different shit got to be played into it, you know? But that's all individualized. That's household shit. I'm talking about the roles in the household. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like a lot of the times, a lot of men don't get respected if there's not a dollar amount attached to it. I feel like that's a big issue. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask a question. So if a man or a woman come to the table and this is their general idea of what we're thinking now, does that make that person or does that qualify that person to be marriage material?
No.
Oh.
No.
No?
No.
No, actions, man. It's all about actions.
Go ahead, Trav.
So if you are, and I'm speaking on men, if you are in the top 20% of men, and I'm saying all the way around, the way you think, the way you handle business, just all those things that appeal to women. You, as a woman, for a man like that, you have to be able to do something that a maid and a prostitute cannot do. And a lot of women don't like when a man says that. You have to be able to supersede those things, and you have to be a quality person. And if you aren't that, then you're not doing anything that a maid or the prostitute can't do. You say, oh, you ask women about what do they bring to the table. And I don't really like that question, or I don't like that statement. But I hear women say, I am the table. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. That's crazy. Because you overvalue.
If she doesn't have a man and she's used to being the provider of her household, and she's a single mom, she has a table. That's what she considers her table because she's the everything for this.
Why do you say that but why do you use that statement? And if that's your reality, then why do you say I am the table in conversation of what I bring to a relationship? You get what I'm saying? That's not something.
I mean, I see what you're saying, but you know what I mean? Nonetheless, like, I get it. I'm saying because why.
At the end of the day, I think something that everybody needs to recognize is that we're all adults. So regardless of whether you got bills or children or anything, you have to sustain lifestyle as an adult. So everybody got a damn table, unless you're living outside, because you have a box.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
And usually, Tootie, that table that those single mothers say is flimsy as a motherfucker that they sitting on. They sitting there.
Don't mean it's not a table.
The car.
That bitch flimsy.
Why would you hold up? Why would you call it flimsy?
Because they weak.
Because here's the thing. The truth of the matter is that you got in there and you're a single mom. That's a tough ticket for anybody. And I'm not saying this, I'm saying things happen. People die, people change, men run off, all types of stuff. And you got, again, I'm an advocate for men, but I get that. But that's not an ideal situation for anybody. You didn't sign up to raise a kid by yourself. Whether I'm strong with all that stuff that's said. So I'm saying that is an undesirable situation. When you put yourself there, that makes your life less stable. Mm-hmm. I don't care what anybody says, because it's not your mother's responsibility, your brother, your uncle, your cousin to help you raise your child. That is the father and that mother's job to raise that child. Period. I don't care how you feel about it.
So Travis, is the table flimsy if it's a single man?
It's tough, but if you look at
but is it flimsy? You said the women's table is flimsy.
Let me respond.
Okay.
And these are stats. You can go look them up, and you can say I'm lying, whatever. A child has just as good of chance living with their father as they do in a two-parent home. Look at the numbers over the last 50 years.
A female or a son?
Regardless.
Both of them.
Both. They're
Well,
better. They've been proven to be better off with their fathers.
I like to see that
I don't believe that.
stats on that. But
Go look it up. Look it up.
Travis, the question that Tootie asked you was a single father. Is this table considered flimsy?
Because most men provide structure, I would say more structure in the situations. I would say it's less flimsy for the children. I would say that.
So a woman's table is flimsy, and we're doing the same job you're doing, and
No, you
your
lead by
table is
because you
more
lead.
structured.
You lead by emotion as opposed to logic. That man's gonna lead out of logic.
What up,
I mean, not necessarily. I mean, not necessarily. Like women we are emotional. We can be emotional.
No, that's all of you are.
No, that's
but that doesn't mean that we're raising that. Okay, that you can't say. Okay, you can say whatever you want to say. But what I'm trying to say is that just because a woman may be more in tune with their feelings and more in tune with their emotion does not mean that what we bring to the table when it comes to raising our kids is flimsy and you have better structure just because you're a man.
I think so.
Trev, you on here devaluing yourself again?
No, not at all, brother. How you doing, Tony?
I'm good, man, but you can't put yourself with the rest of the brothers. You got to put yourself in a different category. When you put yourself with them,
not necessarily, Tone. Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
You think they all up there with you?
No. Now I wouldn't even put myself in such a category. I just think that a lot of times women say things, and like I said, it's emotionally filled as opposed to factual and logic. Like it's an emotional situation, and they'll say, "Well, I'm the mom. I'm closer. I should be closer. I carried the baby for 9 months." Okay, cool. But does that make that man any less of a father to that? So when you're looking for a viable candidate to marry, and you're, I would say 35 and older, it's tough. It's a tough deal because she's saying, women say things like, "I am the table," and I'm strong and independent. And then people they don't understand the difference between worth and value. You hear women say, my worth, my worth, my worth. Well, I mean,
when the viable candidates are in a smaller group, I mean, it just is what it is. But that's what I tell you all the time, my brother. You are in a different echelon when it comes to the brothers out there. You need to keep on preaching that word so they can be more of them like you, though. You feel what I'm saying?
But Tony, I'm harder on women than other guys are, though.
Well, if you want the numbers to stay the same, though, you got to be hard on the brothers too, because you got to get them numbers up. You can't be that small echelon of the guys. You know what I mean? It's just a fact. It's a real fact. You know that a lot of brothers out there really ain't what they need supposed to be, and we got to kind of blame ourselves as brothers because we got to set an example. You see what I'm saying? To get them there where they need to be, instead of them having that mindset that you just say, "Oh my God, I can't believe really these brothers they looking at life like that." They don't think themselves as being protectors, providers, people that have jobs, people that's supposed to bring something to the table. They don't have that mindset. They don't, though. That's the cold part about it.
Tony, let me ask you a question. Why is a man dating if he doesn't have that mindset? You shouldn't even be dating anybody.
That's the thing, though. But they are, though. They feel like they don't need to because they feel like she can take care of all that. They don't need that.
You shouldn't be having a baby. You shouldn't be dating a woman. You shouldn't be around another lady's kids. You shouldn't even be doing anything but working 70 hours a week, reading and enriching yourself, doing something productive. There's no reason for a man that's not a real full-fledged, straight up, I mean, concrete brother to be dating. You shouldn't even be dating.
But facts over feelings. The facts are there's plenty of brothers out there that's doing that right now, and we've lost our way. A lot of brothers have lost their way because they don't have that right role model, male figure in the household to give them that example.
Go ahead, bro.
And the same for the women. They don't know what to expect, so they put up with some shit they shouldn't have to because they don't know what to expect when they date somebody. So some people function under piece of man is better than no man. Some women function under, well, at least I got somebody. So it's a bad system either way it goes because it's not about you not having a dad. It's not about you not having a mom. Sometimes you just had two people that stayed together and didn't give a shit about each other, and you just got caught in the crossfire.
Right.
So you don't get to howl out
the mindset of family structure.
Let Rose speak. He had his hand up.
Y'all keep going. Y'all keep going. I'll get it.
What I was gonna say to Tootie is when we talk about the mindset of what a family structure looks like, because I always go back to this. I always say we haven't always been where we're at right now. You see what I'm saying? This hasn't been us from day one. So somewhere along the line, we have kind of declined in family, declined in manhood, declined in womanhood, right? So we have to go to the root of the problem versus cutting the weeds. What's the root of the problem? Where did we fall off at? You know, that's what I say.
Right.
But where would you say that is though? Like what you know what I'm saying?
I mean, if we go way back to the fact that us as coming here as slaves, and I hate to go into the slave part of it, but it is what it is. But no, I'm gonna say it because I'm gonna say this. When we were released as slaves, quote unquote free, right? We were robbed of our language, we were robbed of our diet, we were robbed of our religion, we were robbed of everything. So we had to use whatever we thought was a family structure, what it was to be a man, what it was. We didn't have no example of that. So we just
I got to disagree with you, Tone, because I believe in the 50s and 60s and the Black Wall Street time frames in those periods, we had very strong structure as Black people.
Okay,
where I'm gonna say we fucked up. I'm gonna say we fucked up was when, and I don't want to jump down the rabbit hole, but it makes sense. The whole welfare system and removing the Black man from the family and blah, blah, blah. And if you go back to when that started, which was probably like in the late 70s, early 80s, we would agree, 70s, 80s, right? Where a lot of the men—
I would say 60s, late 60s, early 70s,
where a lot of the men were being removed from the households, which left the mothers to be single mothers, whatever the cause and whatever the effect was. The result of it is now the children, the men that came from their mama's households. Don't jump on me, women. I'm not blaming it on y'all.
No,
I'm saying you're seeing,
I can see what you're saying.
Now you're seeing the result of men being raised by women. Now the men nowadays don't know how to be men, and y'all don't want to say that y'all are the ones that raised these niggas.
But see, when you say that, right, you look at it like this. Okay, we released as slaves. You know, 50s, 60s come, we were doing good, and all of a sudden we start going back down again. So it was we were getting there, we were doing good. Now all of a sudden we declining. Trav, go ahead. I know you.
It's systematic though. It's designed that way.
Okay. After Travis speaks, I'm gonna go into the comments because we got a lot.
So let me say this real quick. And I'm gonna jump a little bit off of what Tony said. Yeah, I agree. Then I'm gonna jump to what Rose said, and I'm gonna subtract some years from that. If you look at the correlation between birth control in our community, being allowed to be sexually liberated and do what you want as a woman, and the consequences, if I get pregnant, I can have an abortion. So from 60, 61, 64 in our community, at the height of segregation and Jim Crow laws, we were right at the numbers with Indians as far as being, Indian, overseas Indian, being married. And now when you add that in and the laws that were put in place and they removed, like you said, Black men from the home, now you can be sexually free and there's no one there to quote unquote shepherd the house.
Right.
And like I said, women make emotional decisions. So you picking bad men, you sleeping with the same group of men, you having babies with the same group of men, and it's doing this. And our numbers in our community are doing this. They're just going down. So now we're at a point now to where in our lifetime, we're seeing it firsthand. And you're saying people are saying,
hold on, y'all. I want to welcome Lee to the show.
Hey, Lee.
Hey, what's
going on with you? So you would say it where the root of it came from. What would you say?
I would say in those 60s when those things turned and we were like 74, 76% marriage rate in our community. We up there. That's high. That means out of 100 people, that's 76 nuclear families being together. That means those kids got guidance. The mom saying, okay, cool. The dad saying, I'm a discipline. Oh, you being too hard on them, Charles. Okay, how you gonna scale back some, da-da-da-da. That worked. Two people. A household that's ran one way, even though I would say fathers do a hell of a job, ran one way, then it's a one-sided situation. So now we're in a situation where we're getting all of that. We're getting it all.
Right.
And the mentality is independent. I don't need a man. I'm happy single. When that's a bunch of bullshit that you eating pizza and drinking wine by yourself. That's bullshit.
You say that was in the 60s, you saying?
Yeah, that was in the
mindset?
60s. Yeah, no, it's now. That mindset's now.
Yeah,
that mindset's
but I'm
now.
saying.
I'm saying we got away from the things that worked.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you, when
But what was the reason we got away from it? That's my question.
Like Rose said, you remove the brother, sexual liberation where you can have sex without the things coming back to yourself. Oh, I'm free. I don't have to do this. They had a little girl recently said, I saw it on TV. Well, I saw it on a YouTube clip. She said, I want to have 2 kids. And she said, well, the lady said, you don't want to have a husband? She was like, no, well, then I can't get child support from him. This is a freaking 8th grader. That's
like,
ridiculous.
But
Yeah,
we have to think about the thing is we're looking at people's environment and people's mindset. Everybody comes from a different environment and everybody comes from a different mindset and everybody comes from a different upbringing. When you have when you have somebody that's raising their children to be wholesome with values and traditionals, those things are not being discussed because the upbringing is different. So when I have girls, so my kids are not saying, oh, I can have babies or sexual liberation. That's not the conversation that goes on in this household. But what I will say is a lot of times a woman is not just having a woman because we're so in tune with our emotions. We're not laying down just having babies and just popping them out by just anybody. In our mindset, when we lay down with somebody and we get pregnant, we're 9 times out of 10. I want to say 9 times out of 10. We're getting pregnant by somebody we see a future with. We're not just getting pregnant by any old small Joe a lot of the times. We're in our minds, we're laying down and we're having babies and we're producing babies with people that we see a future with. Right. It's not like, oh, I'm about to just take the baby home and hold on and whatever with it. That's not what it is.
Hold on. So how are 80% of the kids made by 16% of the men?
Send the men. So that refutes the argument. That's why I'm gonna be quiet after that. You guys sleep with the same group of men.
No, we don't. See, that's what you're saying. But no, we don't. But what I'm saying is that if I lay down with a man and I get pregnant, we've already got to a point where we're having unprotected sex for one, and we've talked about relationship, we've talked about kids. There's conversations that's had. So if I get pregnant and a man decides to leave, that man done left, and I'm here raising my child by myself. I'm not gonna say he made me a single father or he made me a single mother, but at the end of the day, now I'm a single woman raising a child of my own because you decided to leave, and we don't have these conversations.
Right, but what about the men? What about the women who lay down to have these babies with men who have 5 kids already and they don't take care of none of them?
But okay, so I was gonna get to that point too. We do have, like I said, there's different upbringings for different people. There's different environments for different people. So you do have women that lay down with other men.
Those type of women, I think, are the ones that are more like, let me see.
But that's the majority nowadays, y'all.
But I don't think that's the majority. I don't think that's the majority. I really don't think that's the majority of it at all.
Hold on. Let Lee speak. Let Lee speak.
Nah, that's not the majority of them, man. That ain't the majority of them. There's some of them that do that, but that ain't the majority. And I agree with her too. I agree with her. There's some people that just sit. Hold on just for a second. Y'all go ahead. Go ahead for a second. I gotta take a pause.
Okay, y'all, let me go ahead and read the comments real quick. Yo, Chestnuts, women are the managers of the household, even when they work outside of the home. Jeff says, I haven't, oh no, he said, I haven't looked at a check in years. We already read that one.
Just stop calling your buddy Yo Chestnuts. Change his name. Just call him Yo. Yo, man. Whoever you are, bro, change your profile.
It's a female. It's a female. Okay. So, but I'm not going to say her real name. Okay. So then someone said, Mike Eno says, first time catching live. What's up, fam? That's y'all's people. Cheryl says, that's not true.
Mike.
Yep, Mike. Cheryl says, that's not true, Travis, what you were speaking of earlier. Jeff says he agrees. He's heard that before. I'm closer because I'm the mom. Jeff says, you have to have facts with emotion because women are very honest with their kids. That I agree.
Yes.
Derek says
they are.
Yes.
Derek says D. Yo says Rory is 100. Amber says my. Now this is a good conversation.
Very good conversation.
Yo says preach, sis. Jeff says, don't think it's the majority, but it's what gets perpetuated.
I
Yo
agree.
says, you can call me Yo.
Right. Yo,
Call
what
her
up, yo? Yo, what's cracking?
Okay, that's all the comments. Now go ahead. Let's go.
My question is, and you say Lee said he disagrees. My question is, saying I disagree is cool, but Ro brought up a number, and I know this number for 100%. 16% of the men make up 80% of the babies. They're sleeping with the same group of men. Take your feelings out, look it up.
Yeah, take the feelings out of it, yo.
Take your feelings out of that and look it up.
So
They
basically,
sleep
you're
with the
saying
same group of
you're-
men.
16%.
So you're saying
16%
we got
make 80% of the babies.
So if we saying 60% of those men, so that means we got about a good 70 or 80 something percent of them that just ain't
No,
white,
the
that need to
other
learn how to be men.
No. The other 30% are married, and the other 54 are childless. They sleep with the same group of men. Women only like the top 20% of men. That's a fact.
That's
So
true.
the quality, like I said, so we're talking about the other 80% aren't the quality of men that they're looking for. Is that,
No,
is that what we're saying?
but the thing about that, I agree with that, Tone. They're not the quality, but it doesn't make them bad men.
No, they're good dudes.
The average man makes what they say, like 46,000 a year,
48, something
somewhere around
some
there.
number.
And if you go and look, and I know we're not speaking individually, right?
Mhm.
These women don't want that guy no more. They're not going for that guy. They want the guy that got the money and the houses and the cars. That's why you got the futures and the people that got so many kids with so many women, bro. Like, they know when they start sleeping with this dude that he got 5 kids. They've been around this dude for a year, never met none of their kids, never even seen them go visit their kids, but they still hump on them unprotected and have kids.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not everybody, Lily. I get it. I get what you're saying, baby girl. You have a distinct and an individual situation. There's a lot of people like you, but there's a lot more people like the other ones we talk.
And I get it, but what I'm saying is that too is if you've already been in a relationship, and I don't even know if this is even on our topic, but if you've already been in a relationship that's provided all that, the money, the cars, the bills being paid and all that, and the nigga just wasn't shit, right? you're not going back. You want to go to your next relationship into something that you're feeling valued in, that you're feeling appreciated in, not the finances and stuff. It's like, okay, it'll come, or the other stuff that everybody's looking at, cars and houses and stuff, that'll come. But if you come from a relationship and you thought it was everything that it needed to be, and he was the top 20%, and he was just this, that, and the other, but yet he was slinging community dick everywhere you went, so you decided that this wasn't for you, and your next relationship is not going to be based off of those same value or those same principles of the money or the whatever.
I mean, it goes one of two ways. Either A, you're not going to want to deal with that type of guy no more.
Right.
Or B, you're going to get into your fucking mentality and just do whatever, because at that point you feel like you don't care no more. Which happens to a lot of men, right? Because a lot of men on their way up the hill to success get fucked over a lot and treated like shit a lot by women. There's way more men that stand in the line at the club that get passed over. When you finally make it to VIP, bro, you want to fuck everything moving. Believe me. Y'all can say it.
Hold on, Tone. Go ahead.
Yeah.
This is what I want to say to Nita directly. Nita, I've observed, we talked on the podcast, you handle your business, you handle your girls. That's super commendable. And you were in a situation where you were with a top 20% man. You know what I'm saying? Your ex-husband. So your situation is unique. You are the minority in those situations. You're the minority. But
go ahead.
Most women will never ever be with a top 20% men because there's not enough to go around. So when y'all say that, y'all talking about y'all's feelings. I'm talking about numbers. There are not enough of those men go around. So those men have options. They don't have to deal with none of that nonsense, because as you leave, he can put another one in that spot. There's not enough of those guys to go around. You talking about guys that you don't see. They don't move the same way. They don't have to.
The issue is values. The issue is the values is what's important. what makes what equals up to a good family structure. Everybody's worried about individual stuff. It's a family structure. So a guy making 40,000 a year could be a great man and put him in the top 20% in your categories.
Right.
We're gonna have to do a part 2 to this damn subject because I haven't even got to question 2.
Go to question.
So we're doing part 2 Wednesday. Part 2 on Wednesday.
Shit.
Go to question 2. What's question 2? I want to hear this shit.
Shit. Are you sure? Because I don't want another hour because shit. Okay.
I do. I just came in. I'm trying to hook this shit up to my computer.
Okay. What are some wrong reasons for people to get married? Why do people get married for the wrong reasons? Like, what are some?
Financial. People get wrong. I'm gonna just say 100 off rip. A lot of people get married just because they think that they're getting married for financial stability. And they're forgetting that a lot more goes into a marriage than just being financially stable. Women, I will say this, women will get married just because they think that they're marrying into money, because a lot of times they want to marry up or they want to get up because the guys are come up. But where I come from is I put in on stuff. I build on stuff. I'm gonna help you get to where you need to get to. But a lot of things is people get married for the money. And then when you get married for just money, a lot of times that shit don't.
Nick, quick question.
Yeah.
Have we made it to an hour yet?
Oh, we over.
Okay. Do you want to sign off and come back in and start a whole new hour so you don't have to be because I know you ain't gonna be able to put the whole. You gonna be able to put the whole thing on YouTube like that?
Oh yeah.
For 2 hours?
Oh yeah. It goes up to 2 hours.
I don't.
Okay.
I'm on my phone. I wish you could do the re-signing in because I want to be on my computer. So. But anyway,
log into your computer. Log into your email from your computer and click the link.
A lot of times, couples make the mistake of getting married because of children. You know,
some comments on this one.
Yeah.
Y'all ready?
I've said too, a lot of times people get married just to have the wedding. People get married just to have the wedding and not have the marriage. And they don't understand the work that it takes for the marriage to work.
Right.
And they want the party. They want it to be, oh, this is I'm getting married. It's the attention. People seek so much attention that it's almost addictive. And so getting married is one thing, like, oh, this person's getting married, da da da. And
so we got some comments.
It's not just getting married. It's not about just getting married.
We got some comments. Aisha says people get married for the kids and financial stability. Jeff says people get married for beauty and attractiveness. Narelle says people get married for financial because she's popular or he's popular. Amber says these days they get married for the title. That part.
Yeah.
And yeah, go ahead.
Shit, I believe all of them.
Right.
All those comments are correct. You know, we get married. A lot of people get married for the wrong reasons. That's why marriage don't last that long. You know, because you don't know the value of marriage. You don't understand why you're getting married. You don't understand what it takes to keep a marriage. And so therefore, you know, you going into early divorce.
That's right. Go ahead, Trav.
I mean, whether women want to say it or not, I'll say this: women, they date and they get a mate out of hypergamy. So you want the best possible candidate possible to be with. That's just fact, and that's where men we don't really look at that. We don't care about a woman's money and all that. We want somebody to be with that we care about. And that's
who is hypergamy?
I don't think that.
I don't say what?
Yeah, I think it's
they want the best possible candidate. They want somebody that makes more money. They want a man that's taller than them. They want a man that can protect them. That's hypergamy. They want the highest possible candidate to live their life with.
I think it's more security.
What makes a man just want to be with him though? How come they just don't want to conquer and keep it? I said, well, what makes a man want to actually be with that woman? Because men tend to just want to conquer and move on to the next thing.
So what I'm saying is, I said, and I went back to what I said before. As a woman in modern day times, you got to do better, do more than what a prostitute and a maid can do in a house.
I heard that.
Oh, but see, hold on.
And doing more would make a man want to be with a woman though. Is that?
I'm sorry, guys. We got a
Tell him,
couple of
Lee. Tell
comments.
him,
I'm
Lee.
just laughing. I'm laughing because one says a lot of people get married because of the Bible.
Ooh,
That
man.
Yep.
It's 2023, man.
But some
Come
people
on.
still do that. Some people still
Somebody I know said religion kept her in a
Wait.
bad marriage.
Wait, and then
You're
the
fornicating. You're not supposed to get divorced.
I know, right?
after that was to smash.
Without guilt, right?
Without
Yeah, without guilt. Yeah,
You
that
got
was
to get
without
married.
guilt.
If you got to get married to get humps, you better slide
Yeah,
off.
we ain't 25 no more. Huh?
And another comment was so true. Never been married for that reason. Not getting married just because. Darrell said facts to all of those things. Naisha said some still do it though.
They do.
Yeah,
Because of the Bible. That's that you know.
they do.
They do.
Yeah.
But how they do that when they was humping and everything before they got married?
Maybe they
Well,
Right.
Well,
Right.
it's probably
In
like
the eyes of the church. In
it's
the
like
eyes of the church.
0.0000006% of people that
Oh,
don't hump till
See,
they get.
this is where this is
one
this is what I don't understand, y'all. Like
Go
y'all say that about marriage and having sex. What you take a lady you don't know her, you meet her, and I'm being serious because I come up with these terms. I think you graduated penis cum laude of your school, and now you wanna be reformed and not have sex and all that. Like I don't like all that stuff. Don't make sense. Like none of that makes sense in dating with women. Oh, I'm not doing that anymore. You've been drugged through the mud by a gazillion men. Now you reform. That's ridiculous.
Every man done been with a woman that says, I don't do that no more. And that's the reason why you got with her.
Funny because
That's
I
the
know
reason
somebody.
why you got with her in the first place, because you heard she was good at it. So fuck it, I want to see too. And then when they get to you and see that you a good dude, they like, I don't do that no more. Bitch, you better hit the Yanks.
Here's another comment. Amber says also some are getting married to keep up with their friends.
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Right.
Women usually women.
Yep. It's
They want to
also-
have that. They want to have that day where
right.
everybody could admire them and just be envious of them.
Let's recognize
told y'all
all the bullshit.
number.
All the bullshit is about women.
And then,
Hey, Tanya,
Hey,
you don't think y'all should get married if you have children? If y'all having a baby?
No,
in
that's,
today's world or
that's
history.
first and foremost, that's the wrong thing to do.
Absolutely.
To get married. You don't get married because there's a child that's coming into play.
Right.
Because that marriage will not last long.
But
Right.
then why
Think
have
about
then why have a kid? Why reproduce? If that person
You
if
got
that
people
person's
out
not
here- No,
if that
you got
person is
people out here-
somebody you want to marry, then why even reproduce? Why put yourself in a situation to get pregnant with somebody that you don't even know you want to marry? That goes back
Right.
to the Bible conversation and those things.
Yeah, Christian. If you're a Christian, yeah. If you
Right,
brought
that
up in
goes
a Christian household
comes down,
and that
that jumps
mindset,
down the
yeah.
rabbit hole. Yeah, that
Okay,
jumps down the
but
rabbit hole.
Tone, take
Huh.
take the Christian out. Children do better in a two-parent home than without. So my point is, if you have a baby and you all are in this thing together, then I'm saying, me personally, and what I've seen to be true in my years of life, why not get married? Because the family supersedes your personal wants and needs.
Mhm.
And that's
Because-
all I'm saying. The family
Travis-
supersedes your personal needs.
Travis, everybody that screws don't have the same mentality you had.
We'll stop dealing with low-class men.
No. I'm just saying they just don't have the same mentality that you had. You got people out here, young kids having sex every day.
Right.
And there's
right. And they fucking up their lives too long
so
time.
does that mean, hold on, so does that mean because this young 18-year-old child had a baby with a 19-year-old young man, should they get married?
Yes.
No, they should not.
The chances
Yes.
of them. It's because that's what they did back in the day.
No.
Hold on, Talia. That's what they did back in the day, yo. They get married and build a family together. People want to come in to something that's already great. Nobody wants to build no more. There's steps. You don't start on the third floor of an apartment building. You build from the bottom. So if our recommendations to these 18 and 19-year-old kids is not to get married, then we're the fucking problem. We're the problem. Our advice to these young people.
But that didn't go.
Go ahead.
That's not.
Young people.
Wait.
Hold on. Go
I
ahead.
gotta say,
One at a time. One at a time.
Hold on, Lily, real quick.
Go ahead.
Our advice to these young people needs to be, you did these things, so do this to make the best situation for yourselves.
Agreed.
Okay.
But let's go before that.
Wait, with one thing, we got to keep one thing in mind. If we're telling a 19-year-old man or young man to marry this 16-year-old girl that he impregnated.
It wasn't 16.
He didn't say
18.
that.
18 or whatever. The thing is, we have to look at the maturity of these individuals. If these hold on. And the reason why I say that is because if both of these, because at the end of the day, they're still kids. They're not even legally able to drink. But if we look at these kids and we say, you made a baby with this girl, and now you got to sit here, and now you need to marry her to make an honest woman out of her, or whatever. And these two people are not mentally compatible. They're not mentally capable. They're not mentally able to make this work. That's a dangerous situation waiting to explode. Because you have.
It's not. Let them build together. Let them grow up and learn together. Okay, look. That's what happened back in the day. What we're doing is we're
what also happened back in the day was when you had kids. What also happened back in the day is domestic violence started happening because the young man didn't know how to keep his hands to himself because he didn't know how to create his anger. There also what happened was the girls. You got to think about it. If you're not mentally able to be a man,
all right. So would you tell the girl to keep the kid?
I don't know.
No, I mean you're gonna say it's your body, it's your choice.
No,
you
do what makes you.
Because we have people.
Hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish my thought. It's your body, it's your choice. You can do this alone.
Why
you
can act it out?
Let me finish. You can do whatever. The advice needs to be: if you're not willing, if you don't want to engage in this family life, then you don't need to have a child right now. You're not mature enough. Y'all are worried about them being mature enough to get married, but nobody argues about are they mature enough to raise fucking kids. That's why these fucking kids out here.
A lot of times, you're having kids.
Hold on. I gotta
the yak.
I gotta calm it down.
I push for birth control. I'm just saying, hey, you out there exploring, I ain't gonna tell you not to. I'm just gonna say explore carefully. Get you some condoms, get you some pills.
Okay,
all I'm gonna say.
Get the comments real quick. Let me get to the comments real quick. We got a lot of them. You guys wanted to go live on Facebook. This is what happens.
Let's get it.
So Aisha says, sometimes I think people get married because they believe their turbulent relationship would get better.
That's true.
That is true. Naisha says, why is it that when most get married, they change their ways on sex, clothes, and appearance? Jeff says, true, but social guilt. Naisha says, like, for example, some women go from being sexy to wearing a robe all the time. Hey, Naisha, I'm one of them. No, I'm just playing. Okay. Aisha says, nope, I was a child of an abusive relationship, grew up feeling guilty because she stayed for us. So she, as a child, felt guilty.
Right.
Okay. Jeff says, don't want to have a child out of wedlock. Derek says, this is a great topic. Darrell says, no one looked at maturity back in the day. You slept with my daughter and got her pregnant. Take care of it. Marry my daughter. Me and my shotgun says you will.
Man, no.
Can I say something real quick?
You're forcing somebody to get married. You're forcing.
Can I give y'all a small scenario that has a very big piece of what we're talking about? There's two children on my street, right? That live on my street. My kids are 19 and 20. They upstairs. They're grown. There's two young kids that are both 5 years old that live on my street. These two young kids have got into like 4 fights. Out of all 25 kids, these two always get into it, right? The parent saw the kids in the backyard on the what's the shit called they be bouncing on? The trampoline. All the kids getting into it, saw them out the back window, saw them fighting, came outside, get your little badass out of my yard, motherfucker this, motherfucker that. Her and the mama in the middle of the street about to start fighting. The kids are seeing immature parents being immature. The root of what I'm saying is, if we as parents are not willing to instill these basic needs and these basic development skills at a young age, we are the problem, though. All of that conversation about the girl being pregnant by the 18-year-old, 19-year-old, yada, nobody said you're immature on having a baby. We talking about immature on getting married. Let them grow together and learn. Be the example of them.
But you can't, can I say something really quick? You can't you can't make that happen. So you can we can put a lot of it on the parents, but we can't make that happen. I got some big ones too. You can't.
But your advice should be, as a father to a son that got the girl pregnant. Yo, my man, you did this. You need to go in there and handle your business as a man. And if you don't know how to be a man, let me teach you.
That's true. That's true. But let's also put in what's really gonna happen. Let's be realistic. This is 2023. It ain't gonna happen like it ain't gonna happen like we think it's gonna happen. These kids is gonna do what the hell they want to do. And nevertheless, we give them the instructions of what to do. They may still go out and do whatever they need to do. But we don't want to shame them if they do make a mistake.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
No, this is why I said earlier.
Shit for these fucking kids. We keep sugarcoating it. It's not wrong. You're allowed to have 3 kids at 21. You're allowed to have 3 kids at 21. It's all right, man. I guess he's gonna get a job at steel and work in the factory. No, fuck no.
I'm gonna say one thing. I'm gonna say one thing to everybody. We got to understand this. Every single person on here is talking from a place of wisdom because we've lived and experienced things in life. So it's easy for us to say what we're saying right now at this age, but we all been 21, 22, 23, and I would kind of beg to differ that our conversation was way different at 24, 25 years than it is right now.
But you know what's crazy, Tony? You know what's crazy? I agree. But you know what? When I came home and told my mother that my son's mother was pregnant, my mother and my father was like, yo, that when y'all get married. I was like, married, man, I'm 21 years old. My mom was like, well, you shouldn't have been laying down fornicating and having a baby if you wasn't ready to be a man. This is the advice that I'm saying that needs to be given. Now it didn't last.
You're right. But your mindset, just like you said, so when we're talking right now, we're talking about the mindset of young people that maybe in their 20s and their 30s.
That's individual in your household is how you raise them.
Right.
Go ahead, Nikki.
I was 19 years old and pregnant. Had a baby at 20. You think I was ready to get married? No.
Exactly.
What advice would you give 19-year-old Nicole? What
advice did you get? What advice did you get? You in reality, what did you get?
My mom and his father would try to talk to us to see, where you guys at? You guys are already having a baby, maybe you should do this. And I'm looking at him like, I like this dude, but I ain't ready for that.
Yeah,
but you're ready to have his kid though.
Shit, it was a mistake.
But you guys gotta think.
It was a mistake. It was not a mistake. You gotta think. There's some people that get pregnant that are on the pill. There are some people that get pregnant and the condom breaks. Mm-hmm. There are some cases where people get pregnant where they feel, I guess they may not be able to have kids in their mind. The doctor told them that, and they think that they're going to believe their doctor, and it happens. Still, they get pregnant. So there are so many different scenarios where, a person could get raped. Should she marry her rapist?
No, my whole point is family structure is not being taught the way it used to be back in the day. That's where I'm going with that. That's where I'm going with it. The family thought process is the last part of it. Everybody like, well, you can make this decision. You can make this decision. I can't tell my kids not to get married, and I can't tell them to do this. Yeah, but so what are you doing?
Let my boy Trav chime in. His hand about to fall off.
All I want to say is that a lot of times
let you guys go like this, so because everybody is talking over each other. So Trav,
let my boy Trav say something. His arm about to fall off in my Billy D. Williams voice.
Right,
one arm.
This for like 30 minutes, and then Rita, you'll go after him.
Man, it's crazy how modern thoughts are so indoctrinated in us. I'm listening to y'all, and I do have my hand up, but I'm still listening. Man, like, I don't know you yet, Lee, and you said, well, it's 2023. Well, what we're doing, we're at a failure rate in 2023. Nothing that we're doing is working. So to say they're going to listen, no, a 19-year-old shouldn't be having a baby. But if you do have a baby, you cannot bail them out. Stop bailing them out. Stop telling them something, because what you have is you have a young lady and a young man,
Right.
and they have 2 kids apiece. Now they get 35 and they meet someone else. Now they got outside things going on outside of their house where they need to be focusing on this, but they got a children over there that they got to take care of because it came from other relationships.
Right.
Wait until then, is what I'm saying. The nuclear family is the way. So no, maybe you shouldn't be having a baby at 19, but that's what you signed the contract to when you decided to lay down. So when you sign that contract,
I agree, but I'm gonna go
you
back
can't.
to what
Lee, let me ask you this: no rapper, no football player,
Right.
no person that signs a contract. When you sign that contract, you
Yeah.
got to play it out. You got to rap it out. You got to sing it out. You got to go through that. So now you bailing them out is the wrong thing to do.
I think bailing them out is not what I'm trying to say. I am saying that we have to give them the benefit of the doubt.
No, you can't.
No. If a mistake happens,
no, that's a weak mindset.
If a mistake, listen, hear me out. If a mistake happens, because it's gonna happen, whether you like it or not. People are gonna make mistakes. There's no one perfect. That's
a child ain't got nothing to do with being perfect.
Right, you talking about leaving the door unlocked versus having a key.
Hold on, Ro. Let Nita talk.
What I was trying to say a long time ago is that when you have 2 people, young kids or young people that are having sex, that's going on behind closed doors. Mom don't know about it.
Or not, it's going on behind
Dad doesn't know
closed
about
doors.
it. It's something that they're doing that they don't have no business doing, because they don't really understand the magnitude of that consequence.
Exactly.
We're not saying the kids are mistakes. We're not saying the kids are consequences, but there's of course there's something that's going to come out of having unprotected sex. But what the thing is, if we push them into marriage, that's a marriage that's out open in the public.
That's horrible.
These kids are doing things that are in behind closed doors, and we're like, okay, well, now you need to get married to make this right. Getting married is not the answer.
Horrible. But listen, it's not about being married. That's the answer.
Hold on, Ro.
All I'm saying is that getting married or making someone get married because they had a kid is simply just not the answer. It's not the answer. There's other things that we could. Other ways of.
Hey, my 18-year-old is listening. She'll come here and tell you right now. That's
what's better.
Make your kid rebel.
Better.
Tanya, go ahead.
What's better? What is better?
What is better than getting married at a young age? And they're not.
Give me a better solution.
You're gonna force them into marriage? Are you kidding me? For them horrible
and your 18-year-old daughter, that baby's gonna live in your house with you.
Dude, my mom and dad, probably you guys as too, had probably a horrible relationship because of that same thought. You're kidding me? No. You tell that dude
as a father.
One at a time.
You tell that guy to step up and do what the hell he needs to do.
Which is marry that woman. And build a family.
He ain't even responsible enough, and neither is she. Neither is she.
So why not say have an abortion? If you're gonna let him bring a kid into this shit.
Oh hell.
Thank you.
All right with that. Y'all are willing to let him bring a kid into this shit.
Thank you.
Marriage on
You're forcing a horrible relationship.
I'm pro-choice. I'm pro-choice. So if I sit down.
Go ahead, Tanya. You've been holding your hand up for like I don't know how long. Too.
Here's the thing, what we don't do, you don't force people that are not in love to get married. Okay, every single day there's a teenager out here having unprotected sex. And sometimes it's their first time and they get pregnant on their first time. So what we want to do, instill the right thing into them, but we don't want to force them into something they're not ready for, because what will turn around, what will happen is, number one, you got the divorce rate is higher, abuse rate, he's leaving, she's cheating, and all other type of stuff. So right, Roy.
All
All that plays a part in it.
Hold on.
Please.
Hold
Her point,
on.
though. I want to add to her point.
Okay, let her finish. Go ahead.
All that plays a part in when you force two people to get married who really are not acclimated to one another.
Right. Make your point, and then Tony goes. Make your point.
Real quick. What you're talking about the percentages? You're talking about the percentages of divorce, percentage of the domestic violence. What is the percentages of children growing up in single households and the results of that? Think about that.
80% failure rate.
Because they got married because they were forced to get married from making a baby.
I'm talking about the single children that were raised in these individual parent households. The percentage
it's gonna happen anyway. It will happen anyway. If you
that's your answer.
That's 80% of
right. That's your, and y'all wonder
that's your answer. That's your answer.
That's your answer, and you're wondering what's the problem in the world.
No.
Answer.
That will happen.
This is how y'all think. That's why the men out here are fucked up because they was raised by y'all asses.
Anyway, we're gonna mute them. Go ahead, Tony.
I'm gonna say this, and I think that we probably all can agree on this. It's based off this conversation right now where it's going. It seems like it's going back to the family structure, right? Of what how you're being raised as.
Not even my question. This went completely off topic.
It's good.
My whole second question didn't even get answered because it went into the whole household and who, if your baby.
Can we go back to you?
I don't even. What's the question? I can answer that, but I was just saying that I think the base of this whole discussion or this disagreement or this, is the way that you're going to structure your household as far as your kids to make sure your son or your daughter just conducts themselves in a particular type of way when they do get in a relationship and be responsible when it comes to intimacy and try not to, do have those kids until that point comes, after they're finished with college, got a job, got a career and all that old good stuff. Sounds like a fairy tale, but at the end of the day, that is the right way. Because if you do all of that, everything we're talking right now probably wouldn't even come into play. But I'm gonna leave that at that. Family structure and how we raise our kids is probably the ideal way to avoid what we're having this discussion with right now. But what's the question again, Nick? I'm sorry.
So my initial question is, what are some wrong reasons for people to get married? And y'all went on a tangent about fucking at 19 and having a fucking baby and getting picked up in the world. Like, damn it.
We could say looks, physical attraction only, money, comfortability. I guess that can go back to money. Just being in your first love and not knowing what you really want, not having that compatibility, just not even knowing about what relationships really mean. Because I always say two biggest things with me is compatibility and being appreciated. I need to be compatible with that person. And then once she actually gets me, she needs to appreciate who I am. That's my top. Everybody has their own top two. Matter of fact, I want to go around the panel and give your top two things in a relationship that you need to have for that other person, or for you.
What are two qualities that you look for in a marriage that would want you to marry this person? Two qualities in a person.
For me, I'll say communication and passion.
Okay.
Compatibility and the communication.
Okay.
Goal-oriented and communication.
Okay. Trav, Ro, Lanita, the talking shit about tonight.
I didn't want to be quiet, huh?
You know,
communication and Hennessy.
Communication, Hennessy. He said
the yak.
Hennessy.
The yak.
I'm done.
Till death do us part, guys.
Two qualities that would want you to marry a woman.
For me, man, it's kind of simple. I don't really need a lot from a woman. So looks and agreeability.
Lanita?
You don't want to be appreciated?
She gonna do that anyway by being agreeable.
Shit. Okay.
I hope you find the woman you deserve.
I need you to look. No. I'm sorry, Tootie. I need you to look good in the dress. All that other shit don't matter. I know how to cook, clean, buy cars, clothes. I know what I like. I don't need very much.
I just said I hope you find the woman you deserve.
Yeah,
that's what I said.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lanita?
The strip club, Trav.
I don't know. Like, I keep going back and forth in my head of so many different qualities, but
30 seconds. Two qualities.
I would say I would say, I don't know. There's so many different ones. Shut up. I would say devotion.
Okay.
And respect.
Okay. Cool. We got a lot of comments, y'all. I'm gonna go through them as fast as I can, okay? And then we're gonna kind of chime this up.
Wrap it up.
Okay, Darrell says, no one looked at maturity back in the day. You slept with my daughter. Okay, we read that one. Derek says, some can't build because they are too immature. Aisha, that's how divorce happens when you force kids to get married. Mike says the divorce rate would be through the roof if people got married because of a child. Having a kid does not equal a healthy marriage. Don't do it.
Yep.
Yo says, I kept my child. I had a baby at 16 and he walked away. Jeff says sexually compatible does not equate to long-term matrimony, nor does it make either responsible to be a thriving couple. Nasha says facts. Aisha says, I agree. My parents were teenagers. Amber says, maturity plays a big part to say they are pushed to get married and they are not equally yoked, which causes bigger problems later. That's just my mind. That's just my mindset. She also says, just because they open their legs doesn't mean they are mature. They are acting in emotion and still need guidance and direction. Nation says, the problem is that most of these parents are trying to be their kids' friend instead of the parent.
Yes.
You can, Aisha says, you can co-parent without being married. Some of us have done it, are still doing it.
And that's what y'all pushing to the world. Thank you.
And she pushing a statement, you can co-parent. That's the dumbest.
You don't need to marry him, girl. You stupid. Why you gonna marry
him? Hold on, let me finish. Derek says, and many times the parents are young and immature themselves. Darrell says, boom. Amber says, even as adults, we still need training and guidance. Jeffrey says, young dick usually ain't smart, mature dick. Young cats simply try to bust a nut. Naisha says, facts. Even if you teach them, some still do total opposite. Aisha says, everyone makes choices, some good, some bad. We all have to give them the opportunity to grow from the choices because a lot of these parents are allowing it in their house and then get upset when someone gets pregnant.
Yep.
That part.
Yep.
Sorry, guys, I didn't mean to. Okay. Jeff says, agree. Mike Eno says, Ro is keeping it 100. Lee lives in an alternate universe.
Wow.
Jeff says, is it better to be forced into marriage or be single parent, family, or co-parenting? Aisha says, my son was raised in a single family household. He is in college studying. Y'all, there's too many comments. I can't go through them all.
Nah, man, you can stop, Nick.
I love y'all. We gonna hold on. You gotta watch the rest on YouTube, Facebook. One love.
Part two.
I just came in.
No, we're not done here. We still recording. Okay. We still recording. I just took it off Facebook. But this was I can't even get through I can't even get through the questions, y'all. We got to do a part 2 on this.
Did you put a YouTube link in there for them to click on it?
Yeah,
no, I will. Oh
yeah, pin it in there, yeah, so they can just click on it and they don't be searching all through, trying to find it.
I'm gonna have you do that.
Can I say something real quick?
I'm not the tech savvy one. I'm telling you that right now.
I heard
that. Go ahead, Lee.
I just want to say something really quick. I think I want everybody to know that I think I agree with everyone on the panel here. I agree with everyone. I'm just saying I agree with you cannot force someone to do something. You can't force that no matter what you think what's gonna happen or what you cannot. If you force that, you are going down the drain. You better get ready for hell.
But shouldn't have to though. Shouldn't have to though. Shouldn't have to.
I agree with you. You shouldn't have to.
You shouldn't have to, but it happens.
And we're gonna have a part 2 here. And on that note, y'all, we're not hanging up here, but we're gonna stop recording. I love y'all. Subscribe to L.U.S.T. Let us speak truth. We're out of here. We will holler at you on Wednesday. Deuces.
Y'all be easy.